Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome to the trading room. Welcome to today's Power Hour. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would please go ahead and type the number 1 in the chat box, in the comment section. Let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Jeff, for that 3. Hey, Brenda. All right. Good afternoon, John. Daniel, afternoon. Erica, how are you? Hey, Ed, how you doing, my friend? Scalper Ed's in the house. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Yeah, Jim put in a 4. Jeff, you see what you started? Good afternoon. How you doing, Jim? Hope you're having a great one. As we get going here today, keep in mind that everything we look at is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice or recommendations. All right, we've got a ton of great stuff coming up, guys. You got patterns in a flash Q&A coming up on the 7th. That's like tomorrow. Trading You, the next one is next week on the 12th. Brandon is going to be doing on the 14th an SPX training for a Q&A for anybody that's in his SPX. Mastering the trade for those that are in power option plays. Now, keep something in mind. The patterns in the flash, the SPX, the mastering the trade. If you're a member of any of those services, you will automatically be registered for the training. You do nothing and you will pop in there. So don't worry about it. Mastermind is this evening. I've got a great topic for finding candidates for a particular trade type. And we're going to just turn it into finding all types of candidates. Power Hour Trading Coaches Playbook on regular schedule. Key to be free. That is September 7th and 8th. That's also this week. Folks, make sure you are registered for that. All right. They are coming up this week. It's Wednesday and Thursday. Tomorrow at 12 and Thursday at 8 p.m. Lee dropped the links for those in there. I appreciate that, Lee. Thank you. Power option plays, Covered Call Explorer, E-mini are on the regular schedule the rest of the week. Right? As we go through, keep in mind that we had the holiday yesterday, so our office is closed. Here's our follow us page. There's a ton of information on here. You might notice it looks busier, more stuff on there than before. The very bottom of the page, we added Trading Like a Lab, which is Trading Like a Boss, like a lab. Okay. Trading Like a Boss, where you can go and pick up any of the free trainings that we offer are all right there. You want to register for Power Hour, Trading Coaches Playbook, Key to Be Free. You can register right there. And then Market Mornings is back come this Monday, which is what, the 12th? Is that right? Someone help me out there. 12. Thank you, Sean. So come this Monday on the 12th, we are back in action live from New York. We will be back on Facebook, back on YouTube, back on Twitch, on those 3 platforms for now. We're going to start looking into possibly adding LinkedIn on there as well. But we're going to be back in those 3 platforms come this coming Monday, a week from yesterday. So I'm excited for it. I've got some new plans, some additional things that I want to do throughout the course of the next couple of weeks. So make sure you go ahead and get yourself there, folks. If you just go to our YouTube channel, which you can find right at the bottom of any of our pages, you'll see our social media platforms. Click on YouTube and it's going to show you the next scheduled live event. We don't have one right now. We don't normally schedule it until the afternoon. So 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon today is when we would schedule it for the next day, right? So make sure you are checking that out, folks. Yay, Market Mornings. There you go, Erica. You guys, some of you guys were rocking it. Some of you guys were absolutely rocking it. We were in there. I mean, every day, you know, trade after trade after trade after trade after trade. Chris, John, I mean, we were just killing it on what you guys did. Brenda said, I don't know where to find the Trade Watch Alerts Cliff Notes. So if you look, Brenda, in your members area, so if you go, and this is Sean's account, not mine, but same thing, and you look under here for Trade Watch Alerts and you click on it, that will give you that members area with all the Cliff Notes in it. All right, how to use it. I mean, there is just a ton of great stuff down here. And you can download, by the way, all the Cliff Notes right there. One time, it's one big document. Sean puts it together for Amelia, and it becomes downloadable, right? So the strategies that she uses, how she trades Qs and SPYs, pivot to pivot notes, moving average cross, $100 increments. You see a lot of trade setups that we do all throughout the rest of the programs here at Wealth Builders. Amelia has capitalized on all of those and uses them in her training in the mornings, right? And when I say mornings, that's because that's when she tends to send her alerts out, is starting in the mornings. All right. Let's see. Jim said I look funny with the black shirt and the black background. It looks like my head's floating as I'm moving around my hands. Kevin said, can't wait, so much information. Yeah, me too, Kevin. I mean, we had fun with it. We really did. It was going to be too many days that I was going to be taking off that I wasn't going to be able to do it. It's just summertime is time to spend with family. My wife is out of work as a teacher. My daughter, maybe her last year or two that she'll be home with us. She was home as being a teacher. So got to spend that time, baby. Got to spend that time. Right. Day in the life of an online trader. Folks, Brandon has a live training coming up in New York. We need to get the date on here, Sean. Is it the 27th or 8th? Which one? Yeah, so it's the Thursday. It's either 27, 28, but I think it's 27 in October. Guys, it is live in New York. Brandon has put together a training where he's going to actually walk you through and show you, as he's in his own home, as if he was in his own home, he'll be here with us live in New York, what he does before the market opens, what he does as the markets open, how he trades futures, how he trades spreads, the SPX, how he trades his other spreads that are more of the market-to-market spreads, his wealth with spreads type stuff, how he trades stocks, options, ETFs. He's going to show all of that based on timing of the day, how he goes through each minute, hour of the day and what he's looking for, volatilities and so forth. We have not had Brandon do a live event like this yet, folks. I'm real excited for it. Go ahead and get yourself registered. There's only a few seats in the room. We only have a capacity of it's either 28 or 30 people in the room. That's it. That's it. So go ahead and get yourself registered for that. Yeah, Lee, can you drop in that link, please? For that Thursday, the 27th. Thanks, Lee. I appreciate it. So it is the 27th, guys. So make sure you get ready for that. And I already said it's back, right? 9/12, 8:30 a.m. and that is Eastern time. I realize for some of you, it's very early. Okay. I can't really do much with it. The market opens at 9:30. I want to give you everything by 9 o'clock, which we kind of stretch a few minutes later, 9:02, 9:05. I got to get ready for the market open so I could jump in and trade as well each and every day. So it gives us enough time that we can get to pre-market prep. You can analyze the candidates, decide which ones work for you, and then move on from there. Now, there's a reason that I tell y'all about going to some of these trainings that we do, whether it's this, and you could find this, right? Again, by YouTube, Facebook, you'll find our live on there. But there's just a ton of information. And I'm going to share with you one piece of information in just a little while that I put out today. And I'm curious as to how many of you took advantage of that trade setup that I put out there today, right? Just one particular one. We're going to look at it, right? In just a little while as we get into the trade section. We're going to look at that. But guys, there's just so much you are missing out on if you're not following along on the social platforms. All right. Oh, don't want to share that yet. Let's go look at the S&P 500 first. We need to see what the heck is going on. So let me bring up all symbols. And let's go look at the S&P 500. Aha. Very interesting. So when we were in the pre-market today, pre-market show, we were up 15 points-ish maybe. And when I say the show, 8 o'clock in the morning, 8-ish in the morning, I go ahead and I do the pre-market update, which we put out on some of our social platforms. And then I do the pre-market picks, which we put them out on the same social platforms. So we were up a little bit today. And I said, that doesn't mean we're going to be up. We're just up right now, right? And sure enough, look what happened today. We stretched down, baby, and we tagged that 3,900, broke through. We're just retesting new lows on a regular basis here. I don't have a lot of confidence that the market's ready to take off from here, right? And even when we think things are getting better, what does OPEC come out and do? Ha! We're cutting production by 100,000 barrels a day. So that lower energy price that you're seeing, nah, we want the higher dollar amount. So we're going to jack that puppy back up. I don't know how much is going to affect it. It's only 100,000 barrels a day. But I think it's just a test in the water for them. But they're talking about certain states right now over the next couple of weeks could see fuel, gas under $3 a gallon. It won't be New York, and it certainly won't be California, right? With what they pay over there. But guys, you got to be careful of the, oh, we're up today. Yeah, take the day trades for it today. I'm good with that. But you really, really, really need to know what's going on this chart. You know, until we break above this black line, that 41.81, I'm not convinced that we're in a bullish bias at that point or bullish territory. We may have the moving averages shift in the right direction. We may get above all the moving averages, but just like we had happen here, that's a concern. That's a major concern. As we pulled back and we attempted back up, had we broken that recent high right there, that would have been awesome. Awesome, right? Great. But it didn't happen. We had that one candle push up, big volume, big candle, closed above the 41.81, closed right about the 4,200, closed above the fib line. And then the next day was just hammer time, right? Getting crushed in there. And then the gap down and then the head fake, the gap up and we're back down. The gap up and we're back down. The gap down and we're back up. Oh, okay. So we can't even trust when it goes down. No, you can't. Right? The gap up and the big fail on Friday last week. And then today's itty bitty candle. Right? Now, when I say candle, I'm referencing the body. That wick, though, came right down. You can see the last couple of days, we were right in that same ballpark here. We went a little lower today, but right in that same ballpark with our wick. So we just keep stretching and keep testing those lower lows. That's the bulls. The gap up is the bulls trying to make the win. And the bears coming in, slap, not happening. Not happening whatsoever, right? And just giving them that slap in the face. Well, that's what's happening again today. We gapped up and we went all the way down. We bounced, but how excited are you right now, especially now it's what, 12:15? How excited are you saying, all right, it's higher again. I'm going to jump in and go bullish on the position. Maybe. And I'm not, listen, you may do that and you be right, and that's cool. I don't feel it. I don't see it. I don't feel it. I don't own it. I don't believe it. Right? I don't have, my trust factor is really low. When I was very much younger, I learned about what the way it was taught to me. And this is in my very early on Amway days. Mr. Jack Hoffman, my print shop teacher, wrangled me in on my graduation day, signed me up in print shop as an Amway distributor. I had no money in my wallet. I had nothing. He said, don't worry, you can get me a check later, but you're in. I'm going to send you a kit and blah, 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 blah. Right. But I learned through some of the teachings there. Trainings were pretty good, but I learned through some of the teachings there about an emotional bank account. Right. And making withdrawals and making deposits. And then we converted that over to, you've got these distributors that you're going to be bringing on. You got to make emotional deposits or deposits in that bank account. You can't keep making withdrawals. Someone needs a ride, you got to go pick them up. Someone doesn't want to buy a full case of Q-tips, you got to buy the case and you keep the rest and give them the one. And, the more you do for that other person, the better off you are. Right. But if you keep making withdrawals, you can't keep, doing, really bad stuff to your spouse and expect your spouse is going to stick around, right? It's not going to happen. Well, it's no different here. The market can keep tricking us and gap up and then fail and gap up and fail and gap up and fail. And we wind up with a lower price point over and over again. How often can you trust it? The boy that cried wolf, right? That the market right now, if it gapped up, my first thing is going to be, all right, where's the resistance? Where's my next ceiling? Because I don't believe it. I don't believe you. I feel like I got to set a nunchucks. I got to keep playing with the nunchucks to stop from getting on the wrong side of this thing here, right? Keep swinging away. We're not in a position that I feel confident that the market is ready to go up. That doesn't mean I'm not doing some bullish trades. Heck, the one I'm going to talk about in a little while was a bullish trade that I put out there today, right? That had you taken it is doing phenomenal. You just had to know where to look. It's on social. It's on one of our social platforms. It's not the normal one that we put out there. That did get put up already, right? Okay. Whew. I'm saying, wait, did we actually get it posted? It did. It is. Okay. All right. So what do we got there? The chop is making me feel deflated as a trader. Listen, I completely understand that. It is so difficult of a market condition time right now. It is. It's very tough. You know, power option plays, and again, we talk non-funded trades, right? Power option plays following exactly the system, no ifs, ands, or buts, what we call out on our 2 days a week of video. Following that system, we're up $1 million this year, $112,000 in the month of August, right? Which is a crap month normally anyway. And we did great. Now we've got some huge months from January, February, and I think March from the beginning of this year that we did extremely well. They've bolstered us very nice. I think we were up $500,000 in the first 3 months, right? But we've added another $500,000 in what is one of the worst chops I have ever seen as a trader. 2000 was tough to trade in. 2008 was tough to trade in. Man, 2022, it ain't any better, right? Because every time you get a couple of days up, you get a big pullback, or you get a couple of days down and you think you're getting a pop and it gets another pullback, right? Everybody's trying to push that bull agenda. And when you look at this pattern here is what I would call, it's a bearish thrusting pattern, but it is a sloppy thrusting pattern. So we had a down day and up day, gap down. I like it. A little gap down, 2 days up, big day down, right? And that was okay. We gapped up, back down. We gapped up, back down. So great bearish days, up, down, up. It's too sloppy. I like a clean pattern. This one on the left, good, strong, bullish move up, sideways move on that candle. I don't care. A little bit of chop there. I would call this more of a bullish thrusting pattern, and it would be more clean, not sloppy, right? It's all a matter of what you see. How do you evaluate what you're seeing in the marketplace? Are you, head stuck right in the computer and you're focused on the far right candle? This is what's happened today, and that is important. But how about stepping back and seeing the entire thing and looking at that chart and analyzing the big picture there? That to me is the biggest part of it. What's the big picture have to say? Okay. Wow. Jim said in Arlington, Texas, a few gas stations at $2.94 to $2.99 probably will not stay low for a while. And listen, I had someone that used to live on our block that the vehicle he drives, he works for his church, and the vehicle he drives for his church, there's this thing, if you use T-Mobile, which we do, there's an app you can get, a Tuesday app, that you can get 25 cents a gallon off at Shell gas station. And then there's some other way of getting rewards that a few weeks ago, he wound up at $2.54. I think it was $2.54.44, something like that. $2.50 a gallon he paid for the church for their gas, right? So there's ways of getting it in places that are offering it, but it isn't a steady diet, that's for sure. But good to know. I appreciate that, Jim. I love hearing that stuff. Where I got my friends in California complaining that it's still $6 and $7, depending on where you're at, for gas prices. It's tough. It's tough. And now we're talking about less gas usage. Summer's over. No one's going on these driving vacations any longer, right? Because you can't trust that the airlines are actually going to get you where you want to go. But we have 300 delays over the weekend on one day. Or 300 cancellations. I forget. We had whatever it was a lot. It was 300 of one of them. So people are driving. Well, that's going to go away now. So you're going to see lower gas usage, gas prices coming down, OPEC playing with pricing a little bit. Russia's now manipulating what they're talking about doing with energy and Europe and all of that. And I'm not blaming them, not good, bad, or indifferent. They're trying to do what they think is best for them, right? But all of this plays into how the rest of the world deals with pricing and inflation. And oh yeah, we've got the Fed to contend with, right? That's got to happen. And then every politician that opens their mouth up, right? You could see on Gas Buddy app, zip codes. Yeah, I'm not going to put the zips in, Jim, but I appreciate it. Yeah, so Gas Buddy, my wife uses that as well. She goes in and finds it. Guys, I don't have the time. My wife uses that Tuesday app for gas, right? I'm going to the gas station right by my house. I can't drive 12 minutes away to go to a gas station, wait online with 25 cars in front of you to save, 40 cents a gallon. I'll spend the extra $4 or $7 for my gas and call it a day. I just won't do it. I can't. I don't have that kind of time in my life, right? And if you know how to do it, your vehicles are owned by your corporations. Your corporations cover some of your expenses, and you're good to go. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and drop in the trades that you guys did today. I want to see what trades you did. Sharing is caring. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to ask for extra special attention to this today, and here's why. Normally on a Tuesday, when we had a Monday holiday, my hard day part is over. And when I say that is, I don't schedule my meetings over from Monday. I don't do any of that. We just say, all right, we'll come back to it next week. Excuse me. My wife said to me, it's awesome that you're off today. And I said, actually, I'm not. Off meaning I wasn't teaching any classes until Mastermind this evening. I said, I'm not. We're doing Power Hour. She goes, you never do that on Tuesdays when you're off on Monday. I said, no, we're testing the waters. We want to see how many people show up. And I realized that this is the first time we've done it, right? We've got a good sized crowd here, a little bit lighter than normal, but a good sized crowd still. There's a couple hundred of you in here, so we're good. Who's participating and so forth, right? In other words, was it worth doing this on a Tuesday for me? Because guys, listen, I know what I'm trading. I know what I'm looking at. I know the things that I want to do and will be doing and have done already today. This is for you. So participate, drop them in. What trades? And if you didn't take any, tell me that. That's okay. Brenda said no trades taken today. Jeff said ES. For those of you that don't know, that is the S&P 500, right? The futures up plus $1,043.75. There you go, Jeff. Dropping the hammer, baby. Right? SPY plus $8. Is that $8 a share, Jeff? Is that $800? Is it just $8 in total? In other words, you got out with $8. Total. Okay. Total. So the SPY wasn't anything great today. Yeah, I didn't get a whole lot of activity on SPYs and Qs. I had one trade, not real excited about it. Took it, very small lot. I'll share some of that with you guys in a bit, though. Naked puts, John said, on FL and pins, FL and SPY. There you go. Right. Pins came up on my list this morning. I didn't use it because I only picked 3 for the pre-market picks. 3 if I could find them. I'll use 1 or 2 if that's all that's out there. But I'll never force it. I'll never force the trade. Right. So great job. Karen said $920 on SPY put. There you go. Amelia. I'm going to share her trades with you guys in a minute. Amelia did amazing on ETFs today. Woo! She rocked it, baby. She rocked it. I mean, man, the wicks were crazy. Absolutely, Karen. Yep. Brenda said, congrats, Karen. There you go, folks. I love when you guys do this. And the nice thing is when we do the YouTube shows, the market mornings, we use YouTube's chat. So you guys are able to see the other people's comments. You're able to talk back and forth with them. I love, some of that is always great to see inside of there. So let's go take a look. Let's see. Bill said sold the SPX 39.65.70. Calls expiring today for 50 cents because above the supply zone as well, above the 0.618 fib. Still in the trade now, going my way so far. All right, there you go. Good. And some may or may not know who that is. Bill is one of the members of our inner circle. This is his thing. He's a spread trader. He rocks on spreads. Both the Weltwood spread stuff that Brandon does, the SPX. He does a tremendous amount of iron condors and credit spreads. He's really good at that strategy. We actually took his strategy in one of our full day master inner circle trainings that we did, and we broke the strategy apart and wrote a written document of identify, enter, manage, exit, my strategy creation system on his system. To lay and we shared it with everybody in the class, of course, in the training, but to lay every rule out that we could come up with, we laid all of those out, and the Bill's going to take that and work on it. And if there's anything different that he needs to add to it or change or tweak, or, oh, what about this? Well, actually, this would be better there. And then we'll make the adjustments and give anything new to the members of the inner circle as well. So, but Bill is a spread trader through and through. Let's see, SPXW, the weeklies puts 6% and 0.63%. So 6.1 and 6.3%. Good job. Listen, for a day, picking up 6% for what would be a very short period of time. Absolutely. See, I'm in all over it. All over it. Brandon said, I don't know how to do spreads. Brandon, once when you get a chance, take Brandon's SPX trial. It's a 2-week trial in his SPX. There's a ton of training materials, right? Go through the training materials and you'll learn in there the things that Brandon does inside of his spreads. He does a really good job with them. Tripp said, no trades today. Just got home from the dock in time to catch. Whoops, power hour. Okay. Daniel said, missed the downward move on SPY. Now just waiting till lunch hour to be done. Relook at possibility for another trade. There you go. Chris, my man. Chris made $2,204 on SPY puts. 2 trips. Great job. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, Brenda. Brandon does spreads. He has his SPX class. It's only spreads. So all he's doing is spreads. We'll put bear call spreads. That's it. Inside of there. And it's funny. I get every week or two, I get someone contacting me that they want to teach for wealth builders. Most people don't make the grade. I won't bring them on, but a lot of people come up to me. Someone I'm talking to right now that wants to do some spread stuff, regular credit spread type things. Yes, Amelia does spreads as well, Brenda. Absolutely. She does them inside of her Trade Watch alerts. Yep, she sure does. And again, she does a great job with it. All right, so let's go take a look back at the PowerPoint. So I've got 2 trades here from Amelia today. The very first one is on the Qs. You can see the date on the far left, 9/6. She got in at 9:36, got out at 9:40. So 4 minutes, under 4 minutes in the trade. Bought to open 13 contracts of the 298 put at $3.21. Now, some of you may look at that and say, wait, Rob, 1 contract, $321. 13 of them. If I did 10, it's over $3,000. I can't afford to do that. Great, do 1. This is not about, can I do more contracts? Can I do the same number of contracts? It's, can I do the same trade? Because the exits are exactly the same, whether you have 1 or 100,000 contracts. It doesn't make a difference. Everything about the exits and the entries are all perfectly the same, right? She got out of that trade less than 4 minutes later at $3.86. So 21, 31, 41, 51, 61, 71, 81. So it sounds like it was a 65-cent profit. Well, if we look, where does it open? Let me see here. Nope. Don't know why I should not want to open for me. Trying to get the calculator open. It's not popping up. So anyway, we do it in our head. If you got 65 cents, let's call it 60 cents. 10 contracts is $600. 3 more contracts is $1,800. So, $180. So it's about $800 of profit on this trade in under 4 minutes. But Rob, what if I only did 1 contract? Then you made $65. Yeah, but that's not a whole lot. Well, neither is $321 to put in the trade. So I'm saying the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward, right? You've got a smaller reward, but your risk is lowered because of it as well, right? So she did a great job on that trade, right? When she sold puts on this, right? And then next, I can get my mouse to move. Next was on SPY, also 13 contracts, right? So what did she do? Well, 10:03 to 10:10. Wow, that was a long trade, Amelia. 7 minutes. What's going on there? You slacking? Come on now. She bought the 392 put at $2.58. Okay. And then what? Then she sold it 7 minutes later. Call it 8 minutes. Let's call it 8 minutes. Okay. She sold it at $3.71. Now, hold on a second. Let's just call it $2.60 to $3.70. That's $1.10. 1 contract, $110. You spent $258 to make $110. What is that? 40% rate of return? No, that would be if it was half. It's almost 100%. No, it's about 40% rate of return, give or take, 40, 50%. You guys do the math. My calculator is not popping open here, right? She did great on these trades today, folks. Look at the numbers. Got 1,100 on one, 800 on the other. And she's done by, 10:10, 10:11, her day is over. I don't know. Is it worth learning what she does inside of Trade Watch alerts? It might be. It might be. Yeah, there you go. Brennan said, nice Amelia. She did great. 43.8%. Thank you, Jim. Oh, yeah, she's got it on here too. I just need to read the darn slide. It says 43% in 8 minutes right on there. I'm just trying to do the hard way, right? She already did the work for me. Yeah, exactly, Jim. Exactly. All right. So, guys, great trade setups today. Appreciate your participation there. Jim said I missed it also. Exactly. So this morning, I messaged Sean at just around 8 o'clock, said 2 videos are published. And I always give him 2 videos every day that I'm available. There are a couple of days that Sean does the videos. He's a great trader. He's really come along on his own as a trader now. Yes, it helps that he's here, right? But he's got a good understanding of the markets at this point. So the 2 videos were a pre-market update, which is looking at the 3 major indexes, 2 cryptos, gold and crude. Okay. From there, we go and look at another video where we look at my top 3 picks for the day, right? Three trading picks that are all news driven, which means we're going to go and do credit spreads on them, right? So that's my second video. So I sent him a text that said they're all done. He goes ahead and gets them published, right, on various platforms. I sent another text that said, hey, I did one for the mastermind, which I try to do 1, maybe 2 a week on mastermind, and we publish it in the private Facebook group for our mastermind students. Then I messaged him one more that said, hey, I put one more video out there, and I titled it for today's date, right? Facebook, not MMG, which is not mastermind group. So put this out on our Facebook page. And on Facebook, the video that we put out there was on a little stock called Lululemon. All right. So there we go. All right. There we go. So if we bring it back, let's go look at a little bit bigger picture. All right. So I just want you to see what's going on here. We had this. I don't know why it's not updating here. It's showing me 9-2. I don't know. We're running into a little bit of issues with our internet here today. So let's go back here. And let's go find Lulu. All right, there we go. Okay. So I shared a video. I'm not going to go into all the details of it, folks. You're going to go on Facebook, and it was published today. You'll see the details behind it. I went into the strike prices. I did all of it. Okay. And I think we were at 10 and 7.5, something like that. Right, where the strikes, we'll put spread. So 310 and 37.5 was the spread that we're looking at. Okay. So if I go back to Omega charts just to show you the lines as the Y. Okay. So here's 312. Drag that out a little bit. Okay. And again, oh, there we go. Now it popped in. All right. So this is today's candle. So we opened up down here, and look at the flip and run that we took on this puppy. We did a credit spread way down here below this level. So 310, 307.5 was the credit spread. I forgot what the premium was showing this morning when we did it. But look at the move that it's made. This is on the open Facebook page. It's not a private group. Anybody that follows us will see it, right? Make sure you registered for it so that you get notifications of anything that we publish up there. But just go check them out, folks. There's a ton of stuff we put up day in and day out up there. This is one of them that you had an opportunity on this morning, right, to take advantage of. So I hope it helped. And we did Lululemon the day before too. We did it on Friday. We did it on Friday, the same exact type of trade we did on Friday, right? And oh, look, it didn't violate through that 312 level, right? And we're at 10 and 7.5. So great day, great setups on both. All right. Let me take it back into the presentation. And let's talk about the SPX toying with a major Fibonacci level. So we've talked a lot about the S&P already today. Let me switch it back. Let's switch it back there. Okay. So folks, that 4181 is the level that I'm referencing as far as toying around with it. But look what's happening right here. We are playing with various fib levels on the way down. Up here, we focus very heavily on the 4181 level, right? That's a major Fibonacci level. But then you've got the fibs that we've got drawn in here, okay? And we came down and played at the 395 level. This topic, we choose the topic of Power Hour on Wednesday, the week before. So we go back and look. That's right here on this day. We had already come down on Tuesday, played around with the 618. Thursday, we closed right near it. Friday, we closed right above it. Gapped up on Thursday, gapped up on Friday, right? And then had a big pullback, and now we're at the 100-point level, and we're playing with those levels on the way down. Why? You've got to understand, and if you can sit back and analyze this from a perspective of what's the overall market doing here, not only looking at the candle on the far right. What's happening? As we move down and we find some short-term, which is what it's been, support at a fib level, who's driving that support? Who is it? Is it the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker? Who's driving that support there? And bottom line, that support is being driven by bulls, by traders, investors, professionals that are trying to see, can we get that slight edge and get in before everybody else and get a little bit of a bounce? And they're willing to take a small risk in that trade to see if they can get the movement to take place from there. So we're looking at our next fib line coming up at 38.64. Right? And then along with that 38.64, exactly. So previous buyers, exactly, Karen. That's exactly it. They liked it at that level, or they got in their head a certain level. There's some traders that are talking, I'm waiting for Google to go to 100 and I'm long. I'm buying. I'm waiting for Tesla to get to 200 and I'm buying. Yeah, me too, if Tesla gets to 200. Right? Especially when one broker came out today, upgraded Tesla. That was one on our list, upgraded Tesla, and said they see a potential of a 30% growth this year. This year. It's September this year because of the Build Back Better energy bill that the government just passed. Okay. So, but all of this to show that right down here, you've got a horizontal line that's not a fib line. It's at 38.55. What is it? It is the 20% bearish retracement. It is 38.55-ish. I don't have the exact penny on there. I'm close enough. But that's the 20% retracement from the all-time highs that we had just a few months back. We've broken it before, and it looks like we're headed back to it again, right? Another major level to contend with. It's important that you understand this looking at what the S&P is doing, right? So when I talk about toying with levels, that's what, as we leg down right now, that's what it is. As we leg down and get to another support level, and you see the bouncing around in there, that's the bulls and the bears fighting to say, can we win at this level? And if you can, great. If you can't, great. You now know what to do. Hey, I should have said this already. Drop some candidates in that you guys want me to take a look at, and I will be glad to do that for you now. All right, so let me see. We got a couple of comments in there. Yeah, Jim said, would you like to talk about toying with major fib levels on the SPX? I would say yes. LOL. Exactly. Exactly. And guys, it's there on the S&P, on the Qs, over and over and over and over and over again. So do not miss out on this. All right, let's see what candidates you guys have taken a look at for the day. QQQ. Brenda's got in there. All right, so on the Qs, all right, it's got to make sure I check the date. If you guys notice that it doesn't say 9-6 up here, call me out on it because I don't want to go forward on this if we don't have a good level. So, ooh. All right, Brenda, the 21, the green line is just about to make it through the 55 level moving average, putting us, if it does, in a true bearish bias. We're already bearish. True bearish means all three moving averages are in the right order. With that being the case, do I really want to take anything to the upside? You know, I'm the type of person that I want to learn how to do something, whatever it is. I go on YouTube and I watch a video. And I'm the person that, you know, looks at some of these guys, even though they may be influencers with millions of people watching their videos, saying, but why could you not just say, here's step one, here's step two, here's step three, do everything. Right? I had a vehicle that an older vehicle that I had owned at one point, and I had to replace a light bulb in the back on one of the taillights. And the guy made a 3-part video series of how to do it on YouTube. I watched the first part, put a laptop in the back of this truck. It was a Jimmy. Put a laptop in the back of the truck, went in and did that. Got the second part, went in and did that. And he goes, and then the third part, I'll show you how to do this, this, and this, and never did a third video. And this was like 2 years prior. Like, you are freaking horrible. Just give me a step-by-step of what to do, and I can do it. My trading system is a simplistic approach to everything that I do. I cannot, in my own head, in my own mind, in my own head space, I can't focus on a million different things at one time. I get lost. I get a headache. I get tired. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to do it. I walk away. Right? I need simplistic rules. Break, Brenda, on a close, the 293.43 level. Retest it and fail. What have I just done? If I am wrong, I am going to be on the other side of that fib line is going to be my exit. That's it. One of the things we talk about in power option plays is how we set our targets and stops, right? I've got very specific rules, but if you took the distance between 301.54, this fib line right here, and 293.43, and take about 25% of that, 1/4 of it, that's where my target would be for my stop if I'm wrong. Now, I'm not taking the bearish entry today because we haven't closed below that fib line yet. We need that close first. I get the close, now we've got an opportunity. See, it's not a complicated system. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't plan to be right all the time. This year, in a horrible year, we're right 78% of the time. 78% of the time we're right. Haven't had a lot of break-even trades the last half of this year, last 6 months. We had a couple before that, but not a lot of them in the last 6 months of this year. You might get one in a month with 30, 40, 50 trades. Might. We had none last month. Actually, August was 30. I think it's 36 trades we did in August. 2 went against us. 2. That was it. Just 2. 1, 2, 2. Okay. All right. Good. Brendan said that's what I was looking at also. Excellent. All right. Let's keep going. Tripp's got AMD in there. Let's go look at AMD. So we don't have a reason to redraw. We haven't violated all the levels. I mean, the fib's getting a little bit old, but right now we're sitting at 79.5. We got 77.5 as support, and then 70.5 is the next support from there. So same thing, Trip. Does it bounce off the 77.43? Does it break the 77.43? That's the level I see there that I'm looking at for my targets. All right, let's go look at the next one, which is IBM from Trip. All right. So, boy, what a setup today, Trip, huh? I don't follow IBM. That's a little too slow for me. Trip does, likes it, trades it all the time. Trip, as we broke down today, retested. We didn't get all the way up, but we pushed up. The bears said the bulls are not going to win on this one and took back control. and we dropped. That was the opportunity for the entry with our target just above this fib line and our stop. So we're here about 25% of that distance to the upside. That's all it is. So see the simplicity? Every one of the systems we trade, covered call explorer, power option plays, the things I teach in, the things Emilio teaches in Trade Watch Alerts, the things we teach in Trading You, and every monster market moves, every program has very simplistic rules to it. You can't function on very high levels of rules. If it's too convoluted, you just won't do it. You won't, I won't. So I got to assume most won't. Right. And then last is Micron. All right. There's 9.6. So look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, including today, for the last 5 days, we have played on that black line, which is our Fibonacci line. And we're right back there now. So can I take a bounce to the upside? Maybe, but the 8 is just a little bit too low for me. A little bit too far away from the fib line above it. So I would say no. So what do I need? A close below that fib. So a close below 55.47, this black line right here. Close below that. Right? Retest and bounce. See, not a gap below. We had that already. We gapped down and bears are going, yes, man, I'm all over this. I'm buying in long on puts or shorting the stock, and we got this bounce. Came from there because we did not get a confirmation that that support was actually violated. Right. So follow a simplistic system. Be very careful of what you're trading there. I hope that helps, Trip. Let me know in the comments down below. Kevin said, WD, I was thinking about going bullish. Any thoughts? Let's see. All right. There's 9.6. So for me, Kevin, it's hard because we're in a bearish bias, true bearish, no less. All the moving averages in the right order. I'm below. We've tried to break out of here before and failed. Look at the big candle that popped out here. Came all the way down and then gap back, and we got our H in there, right? So big, 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 big fail. Big fail. Excuse me. So for me, I can't. Not until we get above that 165 on a close. Now, if you're looking at this saying, but I'm speculative and I'm willing to throw some money at it, great, go for it. But I don't have a compelling reason now to say take that trade. Yes, Karen said, can I show the full fibs on the Qs? Absolutely, Karen. So I have it from April 4th to May 2nd. Okay, hope that helps. Erica said, Rob, I have a question. Do you think that splits in no way add value to a stock? For instance, the Amazon, Google. So what they add is shares. As far as can people, is it that more people can afford to buy them now? They can. But the people that were trading Google and Amazon, they didn't care about price. I didn't care about price. Wasn't worried that the shares were $3,000, that the options were 120, 150, $280, depending on how far out you're buying, right? I didn't care. There was still plenty of open interest on those positions. So I didn't have to worry about it. What the split does, it makes it more affordable for the average person. So I like splits. I don't like 20-for-1s. I'm very happy Tesla wound up with a 3-for-1 instead. 20-for-1 just drives the stock so far into blue chip way too fast. I think if Amazon would have done a 4-for-1, a 10-for-1, maybe 10-for-1, 10-for-1, $200. No, 5-for-1, maybe a $400 stock. Costco type value. Had they done that, I think they would have had more opportunity to watch the stock have massive growth again, split it again, and then go for one more round before we fell off the edge. And I think we're off the edge now. They're big blue chip at this point. There are almost as many shares out there as Apple. So Erica said, I was wondering if it's okay to keep buying shares on the dip and hold them long-term on both Amazon and Google due to the stock performance of both stocks. So that's, I've got 80% of my Amazon. I have none of my Google and none of my Tesla yet. So with Amazon, I bought it on the opening day and it pulled back. I bought some more. It pulled back and it bounced. I bought some more. It pulled back. So I've got 80% of my shares in there. I'm looking for one more opportunity for Amazon, and that wraps that buy up for that. Now, that is a long-term hold. That is not something I'm looking at going, oh my God, we're down $3 this week. Nope. Not what this is long-term. Because I think in Amazon and a Google, I think they've got the opportunity to get back to $200, $300, $400, maybe $500 a share. When you're buying at 100 and can get back to 200 to 500, I think there's a lot of growth potential for me in those major stocks, Teslas of the world and so forth. Would I do it on GameStop? No, I'm not doing it on GameStop. Okay. But yes, there's nothing wrong with buying on the dips. Daniel's asking for Amazon or Amazon. Is another name for it. All right. So there's the 6th data. So we got a fail off of there. Daniel, 118.5 is my support. So about 119.5, 120 is going to be my target on this trade to the bear, to the downside. I like it a lot. And we're in bearish bias, not a true bear, but bearish enough to take a trade. I hope that helps. William said, what criteria is needed to draw a Fibonacci line? Okay. So there's a couple of pieces, William. First thing is you need to know wildest average true range for that stock. If you don't, average true range will work. It's just, I like Wilder's average true range a little bit better. That's number one. And we're going to pretend for a moment that average true range or Wilder's average true range of any stock, of this stock, let's say it's $4. That just says how much the stock moves from high to low each day on the average of the last 13 days. Okay. So what we basically do is we take the average true range and we double it. Not having any luck with my mouse, with the internet. There we go. So $8. Now you look at the distance in here. Is this distance greater than Wilder's average true range doubled? The answer is yes. Well, if it is, you now go ahead and split that level in half. It's as hard or complicated, complex, or simple as that. That's all that's needed for this to happen, for me to draw it. Let me know if that answered the question, William. You're welcome, Trip. Karen, you got it. All right, Kevin. Erica, good, good, good. Love your analogy on stock split. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it. You're welcome, Erica. William, you're quite welcome. Let's see. Daniel said, helps. Thank you. Hoping it fills the gap for the earnings and then bounces back. So I wouldn't mind if it didn't fill its gap, Daniel, since I've been in it for a little bit, but if it does, it does. There's nothing I can do. That would be if it filled its gap and then made its move back up. That would be the opportunity for me to add some more shares. Would be right there. Okay. So, but if I can get back above the moving averages, that 135.36 level, that's probably what I'm looking for a possible entry on this position. You know, when we look at Google, we've tested on a toyed with that 104 level multiple times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the split only came in here. Right, but got an immediate fail. I missed the run up here. So I'm waiting for the bounce to the upside. Right? I think Google and Amazon at $100 a share are an amazing buy. Absolutely amazing buy. Tesla, right? $275, waiting for $200. I'm good with it. If it gets $200, I'll be happy to pick it up there. But there's decent support at that 263. You've got a little bit of that 245, that 226, 27 is very strong, but we've got to see what it holds. Can the stock sustain at this point? I don't know if it will or not, but I am looking at an opportunity to buy more Tesla. I'm telling you, the second I walk into my cardiologist's office, we don't talk about my heart. We talk about his Tesla portfolio. That's it. And the Tesla that he drives and anything to do with the stock. He wants just, he's a sponge, absorbs all he can about the stock. I sold off all these other holdings I had that I was underwater, and I bought more shares of Tesla. I paid for them with the money I brought in, but the gains I've had so far, you see where I'm going with it, right? Google, Amazon, Tesla. Look at how you're going to do some long-term, even if it means you're buying 1 share or 5 shares or whatever it is. Okay. Fantastic. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're done. Make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, get yourself registered for Key to Be Free coming up this week, and get into Brandon's training that's happening in New York in October. So with that, have a great one, folks. And I will see all of you at our next update. All right. Bye for now.